basic types of energy: subtle and physical. Subtle energy is immeasurable and underlies the more concrete physical energy. If you shift the subtle energies holding a physical problem in place, you have a far greater chance of altering material reality than if you only address the concern physically. Likewise, by opening to joy, health, and love on the subtle levels, physical reality can more quickly and permanently reflect these desires. In these chapters, I explain and explore my energy-based techniques in depth, fleshing them out with case studies and suggestions for application. Those of you who are familiar with some of my other books will notice that several of the techniques and concepts were first revealed elsewhere. I repeat concepts such as knowledge about chakras and intuition because these ideas are vital for the practices. None of my previous books, however, present the techniques in the same depth as within this one. In fact, one of the most constant requests I receive from readers is that they want a more thorough explanation of my go-to techniques. When teaching live classes, I can accommodate this need. Before now, however, I haven't had the ink space necessary to thoroughly examine and outline my signature techniques. As well, I also share a variety of ways to conduct these techniques so that you can customize them to your own personality and needs. Every technique can be used in any capacity of your life, personally or professionally, and can be shaped to assist you physically, psychologically, and spiritually. They can also be adapted to help or cope with all sorts of people, including yourself, loved ones, coworkers, clients, and children. They can even be employed for animals and other life forms, such as plants and trees, as well as the deceased and otherworldly. How can a handful of techniques accomplish so many goals? The techniques in this book reflect 4 cornerstones, or pillars of truth, that serve as a key focus for humanity in the following ways. History. Every technique is rooted in an established cultural tradition and frequently displays concepts found in most of the mystical societies. Science. The efficacy of these practices can be explained in terms of energy and are therefore anchored in scientific theory. Spirituality. The processes assume a higher power, no matter the name used. In this book, I employ the term spirit, but you can substitute one of your choosing. God, Allah, the universe, the Creator, the Great Spirit, the Divine, the Holy Spirit, the Goddess, the Christ, the Beloved, or even the goodness of humanity. The techniques in this book will work regardless of your religious or spiritual beliefs, as they are a summation of the highest sources of wisdom we can understand. Innovation. It's important to recognize that we live in a different time period than our ancestors did. Because of this, I've updated the techniques rooted in history. We face different challenges now, such as the constant barrage of noise, too many emails, and electromagnetic pollution. Included in the latter category are the effects of invisible waves of energy, such as from Wi-Fi, cellular communication, and the blue light emanated from devices, including computers, cellular phones, and televisions. In fact, the latter causes so many disturbances in our mental stability and sleep that researchers are coming up with new filtering products, such as light bulbs and eyeglasses, that screen out the unhealthy blue light. The fact that I've shaped techniques to make them contemporary and apply them to current stresses means that you can further adapt them to your unique self. In terms of the mechanics of this book, the first 2 chapters serve as appetizers for the remaining chapters, which constitute the main course. In Chapter 1, I briefly explain how energy works. I also share basic information about the chakras, which are one of the 3 main subtle energy structures that compose all living beings. You'll frequently be shown how to apply the techniques to the chakras, which affect change on every level simultaneously, physically, psychologically, and spiritually. Why not go for faster and easier change, which the chakras promise? In Chapter 2, I present 2 additional concepts: intuition and sourcing. It's necessary to understand these ideas if you're to perform the essential energy techniques featured in this book. In regard to intuition, there are 4 main intuitive styles, in addition to a catch-all category. After learning about these styles, you'll be able to more easily